back to Red Cedar Radar here post game after MSU's win over the Wolverines at home to finish their Big Ten regular season. As you can tell, they raised a lovely banner behind us and had quite the celebration after the game. Let's just jump right in because I feel like we might have a decent amount to talk about. The game went pretty well for the Spartans. Got a little shaky in the second half, but not enough that the Wolverines were truly able to get themselves back into the game. Do you have a comment? Yeah.
I thought it was the best first half they've played all season, to be honest. Maybe the best half period. Yeah. I mean, they forced – Michigan had double-digit turnovers. I'm not sure the exact amount in that first half. Michigan State had like 18 points off those turnovers. So, I mean, they were shooting really well, scored 50 points in that first half. So, really well offensively, really well defensively in the first half. Didn't quite carry over into that second half, but they did just enough hang on to double-digit win. So, big-time win. Celebrations were great. There's confetti all over the floor around us. So, overall, I mean, it was really cool at the end of the game. The celebration, the hockey team came on the floor. Former players came on the floor. Mark D'Antonio was here. It was his birthday today, so cool birthday present for him. Jonathan Smith was here. So, it's a really cool moment for Michigan State basketball and Michigan State athletics as well today.
Very much a community.
Yes.
I went to Iowa. They clinched the outright title there, and the celebration today was bigger inside the team, which kind of surprises you because they did. Obviously, you should be really celebrating the winning the title more than winning the game after winning the Big Ten title. But maybe it's because it's the rival. Maybe it kind of doesn't really set in until you see the banner drop down and the shirts come out and the hats come out. But today was special, in multiple ways. The crowd was nuts, especially in that first. It's just incredible in that first half. If MSU keeps playing, if MSU's first halves like they do in the tournament, Big Ten, no one's beating them. It's going to be really tough to beat them at least. Shaky second half, but Michigan's a good team. They can fight back into games.
I expected them to come back after that.
Again, there's similar. They do know they've won the Big Ten title. They're up by 22, 20. They're gonna. I can understand maybe easing up a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey, they won by 17? Yeah. So pretty good.
Player of the game.
I think it's Trey Holloman.
Yeah.
Jacobs agrees. I'm sure we'll talk about the incident at the end, but his 20 points, that's a new career high. I know that's kind of quiet considering he's going to be known for what he did at the end of the game as opposed to what he did throughout the game. But I remember his second half, Michigan State was kind of on a cold stretch, and he hit two back-to-back jumpers, mid-range jumpers that were so huge. I think he finished 8 for 12 shooting. So really good on the day shooting, scored 20 points, was really effective in the minutes that he did play. Yeah. So Trey Holloman's my player of the game.
I think he only played 26 minutes, too. It's not like he just got a bunch of volume minutes today. And when he was on the court, he was a legit force. Again, second half, it looked like Michigan was going to really make it a game. And then he back-to-back jumpers were kind of okay, we're fine here. So I don't think Michigan ever got within 10 in that second half. Things got a little dicey, but they never really got that close.
It's a little funny that we're talking about Michigan making a run, but then not also getting within 10. That just shows how good the first half was, how much they had built themselves up.
They were up by 25, I think, at one point.
Yeah. It was a 61-36 game at one point. And I thought one of the things that kind of slowed down Michigan State in terms of offense was that wonky lineup. I thought was experimenting with it a little bit. Yeah, Jason is the only guard, and then 4 bigs. I think it was Fiddler, Carr, Cooper, I want to say, and Booker.
Did not work.
Quickly subbed in Fears, but Michigan made a run. But overall, Michigan State this is a dominant win.
Yeah. Let's talk about the Trey Holloman incident because I think that's very noteworthy. So, as most people, and if you don't know, at the end of the game on senior night, all the seniors will kiss the Spartan head at the middle of the court before subbing out. And there's been controversy before, like with Ohio State, didn't want them to kiss the logo. This being a rivalry game, I think it had even more of a meaning just because you're doing it right in front of your rivals after kind of smacking them in the face in this game. So maybe give from your perspective, because you guys were sitting up on the platform. What did you see from Trey Holloman in those moments?
I think to some level it was kind of a misunderstanding. The two players standing on the Michigan court were Fat Brooks and LJ Kaysen. Both of them are true freshmen. Kaysen is from Florida. I think he was going to go to FAU with Dusty May before May obviously left for Michigan. The thing is that Brooks is from Grand Rapids. I'm going to have to imagine he knows what's going on in that moment. And two, we asked. I think you and I both talked to Trey after the game, and he said like they asked them to move, and they did it. So I was like, okay, well if you're not going to move, I'm going to move you myself. And again, there's some sanctity to the logo.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, dude, you can't really be shocked when a guy's going to go over to you when there's a tradition revolving around the logo and you're standing on it. So that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, and if you see the video on our Twitter page at Spartans Rivals, I posted like a full minute and 30-second clip from our view up in the press box, and you can see Akins and Holloman when Fiddler was going to kiss Spartan head, because he kissed it first, but the Michigan players were still standing in center court. Holloman, Akins were both move out of the way. Got to do the tradition and whatnot. They refused. They were standing right there at center court watching Fiddler kiss the logo, and then it was Zapala's turn to kiss the logo, and they still didn't move. Obviously, then Holloman shoved them. So to me, I didn't mind it at all. I thought Holloman stood up for the logo. I thought it was a little bit petty out of the Michigan players. I mean, even if they didn't know going in that was a tradition, once you see Fiddler do that, I feel like you should probably move out of the way. But at the end of the day, it's a rivalry game. I don't mind a little bit of chippiness like that, as long as it doesn't break out into a full fist fight. I'm fine with it. And I thought coaching staff, both teams did a good job separating everyone. So,
and Izzo and Dusty had a moment at the end.
Both coaches handled it well. I think just the Michigan bench did a great job actually keeping their guys from making the skirmish worse than what it could have been.
Absolutely.
And sorry, I interrupted.
No, that's
but,
okay.
Things like this can be healthy for a rivalry. Again, Izzo talked about rivalries are good. Things get a lot more stale and boring when there's not one team to fully focus your hatred on. And I have to imagine Dusty May's opinion of MSU is probably a little lower today than it was yesterday. I mean, we'll obviously see how maybe Izzo and Dusty's battles, however long they go, we'll see how they unfold next year. But it's kind of on to bigger and better things now at this point.
I think it will make for some great highlight reels heading into March Madness. Trey has had a few of those recently, so
they're going to use it to promote some future games in the future.
Anything that MSU needs to do differently heading into the Big Ten tournament?
The turnovers in the second half, one thing that stands out. They did an excellent job first half. I think they only had 2 in the first half, but too many in the second half. And that just goes to consistency, right? I mean, first half against Iowa played poorly. Second half against Iowa played really good. Came back and won. First half here played really well. Second half, not so well. So they scored 111 points. Second half Iowa plus first half here against Michigan. Combine that into one game.
Right.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of funny. It's the inverse of what we've usually seen today. We've usually seen MSU obviously get off to the slow starts in the first half. Coming in today, it was 9 out of 10. They were trailing at halftime, and today it's oh wow, they're by 22, and you're kind of thinking in the back of your head at halftime, what if they keep playing better in the second half like they usually do? People are starting to be remember the 2000 game here? I don't remember, but I've seen the score. It was a 51-point margin. What if that happens? But I don't think there's too much to worry about. Again, there's the extraneous circumstances. There's a billion distractions on this game today. You've already won the title. I understand kind of being okay, we're going to win. Ease up a little. They were able to refocus when they needed to. Still won by 17. So.
Do you guys have any predictions for the Big Ten tournament?
Well, they're going to match up with either Oregon or Indiana, correct? So there's an opportunity there to get revenge on the Hoosiers.
Yes.
That's tough, though. It's in Indianapolis. It's going to be a virtual. If that were the case, I think Oregon should beat Indiana, even though it is there. But Indiana knows how to beat them. A lot of teams can't say that.
Yeah.
Sorry, keep going with your prediction.
Yeah, no, I was just saying Oregon, Indiana. I think that's a favorable matchup for Michigan State, and there's going to be some motivation going into that game, especially if it's Indiana, because of that loss earlier this season right here at Breslin Center. The only blemish on the home record for Michigan State.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
I
don't know. That might be a motivator for this team. They seem like they kind of hold grudges a little bit, which is a good thing, I think, going into postseason. I'm interested to see who they will match up with against in the Big Ten tournament. They will be playing on Friday in the noon game. You'll be there?
I will. Covering. Yeah, I'll be there for the entirety of however long that lasts.
I will be there as a fan, so I'll be cheering in the stands. Where will you be?
I will be in East Lansing, Michigan.
Woo! The best place to be. Okay. Anything else that you want to say about the
I
tournament?
guess as far as the prediction goes, who's the 4 seed? I don't think I remember who.
I have to.
I think
Yeah, I know the
Wisconsin
games,
blew it.
games are going on right
We
now.
need to,
Yeah.
we need to call Paul.
We'll have to
Not
see,
Paul
but
Listen.
that my take might vary on the 4 seed depending on what
Okay.
a semifinal might be. But I think they should definitely beat Oregon, Indiana again. After that point, you're playing a second game in as many days. Frankly, I think they should win it because like you're good luck scouting this team with 10 players
Yeah,
and you have less than 24 hours. Like
The
have
depth.
fun. Have fun.
The
You know?
depth only helps in a tournament
Yeah.
where you play once each day.
Right.
Like so.
Paul gave a prediction of either they will lose on Friday or they will win it all. And I thought,
That'd be
Okay,
kind of on the
fine.
nose.
Yeah. I think that wraps up our episode. It was great to be here with you guys today. Fun
Fun.
celebration at the end. Yeah, cool experience. I didn't know that the confetti was new this year. I always thought there was confetti, but maybe I was just
It's
too
really
busy being
sparkly.
happy.
We
Yeah, it was
got
very
signs.
sparkly. And we got signs.
We got signs.
Yeah, all sorts of things. The whole stadium got rally towels, so they really put,
Spruce this thing up.
They did.
It's Michigan after all.
Yeah, multiple reasons to celebrate today. So thanks so much for tuning in. Subscribe to Spartans Illustrated for more content on basketball. We're constantly putting things out there. And find Red Cedar Radar wherever you listen to podcasts and on YouTube. Thanks so much for listening. Bye.